So it's crazy to think that we are so close to the end of the year. We're almost to the end of 2022. Now it is, yes, the third day of December. However, December flies by very quickly. So I want to give you this IRS announcement. There are some big changes coming for the 2022 tax year. And a lot of people have been asking, hey, you talked about that $600 third-party network payment, that threshold, but are there other changes to the IRS tax code? And there are. There are some big changes that are actually going to impact your tax return. And for many people, it's actually going to lower your refund amount. So I know a lot of people are asking, so let me just address this right now. Here's the other thing. For individuals, your taxes, your return doesn't need to be filed until April. Okay? So we have many months, but it's the planning phase. That's the big one, because many people over 2022, they didn't realize how things were going to change going into 2023. So again, I want to break that down for you. Right now, one thing I can tell you is that a lot of people are going to wonder why their tax refund is not as high as it once was. Why 2021 you got a much better tax refund? Well, a lot of it's because the changes that are going on within the IRS. The biggest reason, though, why your tax refund might not be as large is actually because your wages have increased. And again, this is a good thing. This is really good for you that you're making some more money. But if you didn't account for that, let's say you got pushed into a higher tax bracket, maybe you will not be able to, you won't be eligible for the earned income tax credit. Maybe you made over the $57,000, right? Maybe you underclaimed dependents, right? All these things are overclaimed, right? All these things matter. And possibly the biggest one, and again, this is going to hurt millions of Americans, but the child tax credit was reduced. It is not $3,600 anymore. It's $2,000. So let's address that. Let's start with that one. In 2020, the child tax credit was $2,000. It has slowly increased over the years. However, it was $2,000. In 2021, that tax credit jumped. This jumped to $3,000 for children between the ages of 6 and 17, and $3,600 for the year for children between the ages of 0 and 5. Now, what you need to keep in mind is that this payment was actually given, half of it was given at the end of the year when you actually filed your tax return. The other half was broken up into 6 payments, so $250 and $300 per month. Now, this new, the rule is you only get $2,000, right? That enhancement went away. It expired. No more $3,600 payments, right? So it's back to $2,000. So that could be the number one reason why your tax refund is smaller, because you're not getting paid as much for your children. Another one, and this is a big one, and I personally like this one because I use it, is the charitable deductions. Now, again, I personally love to donate to charity when I can. And if you're in a position when you have anything that's excess, whether it's money or goods or food or what, or time, whatever, if you can donate, that's great. Let's do that. I think it makes everybody better. But, and again, I love to donate goods. One of my businesses, I sell products. I sell through e-commerce. If a product just isn't selling, if maybe it's a good product but it was opened, I might go donate that to a church or to a thrift store of some kind, right? A veterans retail shop, right? Just donate. But the difference this year is individuals can still claim the $300 cash or whatever for charitable donations, or couples can claim up to $600. However, in previous years, actually in I believe 2021, maybe 2020, you could claim this deduction even if you didn't itemize your deductions. in 2022, you have to itemize. If you don't itemize, you don't get it. So this provision wasn't extended into 2022, but this is something that many people are considering, or many lawmakers are actually considering, simply because it did help. It helped those that were in need. It helped, like stores like Goodwill or Salvation Army or others like that could give back. So this was a nice thing, but this wasn't extended. Another change to the IRS tax code. This is one that many people are worried about, and this is what actually prompted me to create this video, is the IRS wants anybody receiving more than $600 from a third-party network like Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. They want them to claim those. You have to claim those, because you are also going to get, and the IRS will get one as well, is a form called the 1099-K. This means that they are going to report how much money and how many transactions you actually conducted. Right? That's an issue, because before, in previous years, if you were a reseller, you sold on eBay or Amazon or Etsy, right? It didn't matter. But even now, you accept a payment of, let's say, $601. One single payment could actually trigger this form. And in previous years, it was 200 transactions, and you had to sell over $20,000 in that calendar year. Now it's just $600. It's not, 200 transactions and $600. No, it's just $600. So that's one of the things I know a lot of people are worried about, that they are going to hit that, or they have already. And what does this mean? Are they going to get sent this form? So we're going to see what's going to happen. And I promise I'm going to keep you updated as we move closer to the end of the year and into 2023. But I anticipate there's going to be a lot of mad people. So we'll see. And here's another one. And I know a bunch of people that use this exact deduction. It was actually the Child and Dependent Care Credit. This is a big one, okay? This is big because under one of the previous bills, legislation that was passed under the Biden administration, one of the things that they passed was a child and dependent care credit of up to $8,000. Yeah, you got 50% of whatever you spent of your expenses. So this was $8,000 per dependent, up to 2. So you can get up to $16,000 back. Guess what? You had to spend, 50, or that was only, I believe, 50% or whatever it was, right? But if you spent, $16,000 on a daycare service for your children, guess what? You would have received $8,000 back. $8,000, right? Or up to $16,000 for 2 dependents. That was big. Guess what it is now? It's not even half. Instead of $8,000 for one child or one dependent, it's $3,000. Instead of $16,000, it's $6,000. It's a huge decline. So for those of you that paid a daycare, paid expenses just to make sure your adult parent or somebody who's living with you was taken care of, guess what? You're not getting all that money back. You're not even getting a small fraction of that, right? So those are some of the big changes that we're going to see this upcoming tax year, or this upcoming tax season. They already are implemented for 2022. So these are going to reflect on 2022's taxes, which most people will go and file probably beginning in February, but you got to file by April. So that's what we know at this time. Again, as I know more information about what's coming for tax purposes, and keep this in mind, I am not a tax professional. All this information is not inside information. This is stuff you can find off of Google. You can actually go to the IRS website. This is all public information. But I just wanted to put this in a quick little video so that you guys understand what's coming, what to prepare for, and how you might have messed up earlier on in 2022. So again, if you have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. As always, hopefully you have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.